Namaste, welcome everyone. Welcome to our practice. Let's make sure we have what we need for our practice today. And so you might need your blocks today, so have those available. If you don't have blocks at home, a low footstool or a low chair will serve the same function, or practice near the end of your sofa or armchair, because you can always then rest your hands on your armchair seat or sofa seat. These are the advantages of practicing yoga at home. There's always something to reach out and hold. And if you fall over, no one watching you. So let's come into our comfortable seat, our Sukhasana, legs crossed. Perhaps you're seated on a block or a folded blanket or a cushion. Let's start with Surya Mudra. So let's fold in a ring finger and take the thumb to the ring finger knuckle, like so. Surya means sun seal. So this is the sun seal. We're directing the energy so that we connect with a more activating, dynamic energy today. And the reason we're doing that is it's International Women's Day on the 8th of March. And so I thought that next few practices that we could really work on this energy that we associate with woman. And I include cisgendered and transgender woman in that description. And what we're talking about, and I think the theme this year is leadership. And I thought, let's do a yoga practice that connects with the inner power of being woman and of really elevating and sitting in our power and being leaders in whatever it is that we do, and making choices about how we move from a place of confidence, self-belief, knowing that as a force for social good, when women come together, they create sustainable, long-lasting change. Let's think about the suffragette movement. Let's think about the Black Lives Matter movement, transgender women at the front of Black Lives Matter movement, suffragettes, working class women part of that movement, women from India part of that movement. We think about any movement that we can think about, and thinking about how our sisters are at the front of those movements, leading change, transforming our societies. And the UN, who kind of have started off International Women's Day, are really focusing on different areas of women's leadership. And I think they have 5 goals in different areas of women's lives that we can commit to and move to. So go check out the UN Women's page. So let's connect with our power today. Closing our eyes or gazing down towards the earth, certainly withdrawing from our visual senses for the moment. Palms face up in Surya Mudra, ring finger folded in Surya, this dynamic, forceful, activating energy that we're going to connect with today. We're going to be focusing on this sense of inner power that we can find at the Manipur chakra, the 3rd chakra, just above the navel. Manipur is a city of jewels. Here the element of fire burns. This is where our inner strength, core strength, the power to transform resides. Let's take a couple of breaths here to come into this mat, into this space. And connecting with your intention for today's practice. It could be this concept of an equal future. A future that is sustainable, peaceful, with equal rights and opportunities for all women, all gender expressions of womanhood. So that women can fully and effectively participate in all areas of life, knowing that we have the power to drive forward progress for everyone. When women benefit, then all benefit. And let's remember in our intention setting the intersectionality of womanhood. That other factors shape our experience as women, and not all women's experiences are homogeneous or the same or comparable. One more breath here. And then let's bring our palms together at our heart center in Namaskar. Palms pressed together, fingers pressed together in balance here. Opening our practice by chanting Om 3 times. Om, the vibrational sound of the universe. Inhale to prepare. Om. 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 Hands to your eyebrow center. Namaste. Sasri Akal. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So we're going to have quite a dynamic practice today. But you know, it's me, so it'll be like reasonable. This is not hot yoga or, you know, power yoga or anything like that. So take a deep breath. The mudra that we can use throughout our practice is the Shakti mudra. Shakti. Shakti is said to be the energy that is rooted in the divine. It is said to be cosmic energy that is the source of creation. So it's a spark that makes other things happen. It is a transformative energy. It is the energy that created the universe, that created the stars, the black holes, all the wonders of the galaxies around us. It is the energy that we utilize when we apply effort or when we work hard towards something, when we draw in our might, our strength, our power. And Shakti is often represented by a deity. And in the Tantra tradition, Shakti is said to be the divine feminine. But we want to move away from some of those gender-based roles that we ascribe and really think of it as a form of energy. So the mudra that I want to introduce today, because we always have a new mudra, is folding your thumb in towards your palm and then fold in your peace fingers, that's your index and middle finger over it, and then bring the ends of your ring and the end of your little fingers together so that you have, so if you look at those hands there, so that my knuckles of my index and my middle touch, the ends of my ring finger touch, and the ends of my little finger touch. So I have a little bit of space. You can see, if you look at the side, you can see I have a little V shape there. This is the Shakti mudra. So we'll be kind of drawing on this mudra when we're in different asanas. So you can always have this mudra. If this one feels like too challenging sometimes, we can interlace all of our fingers, release the index and cross the thumbs into Kali mudra. And Kali is also a representation of this Shakti energy. So we can always come into Kali mudra. So let's come into your Shakti or Kali Mudra, whichever one you prefer. Sometimes it's a bit tricky to, oh, I know why. You line up your fingers. Like, why is my index not touching my ring? Because I'm supposed to be touching the ring with the ring at the heart here. And we're going to come into our Kapalabhati breath. This is a breath that is sometimes called the breath of fire. It's the shining skull breath. It's a cleansing, clearing breath. And it's going to be a forceful breath. It generates heat. It really gets heat going in the belly. So as we exhale, we draw the belly button towards the spine. And the exhale comes out forcefully. And then the inhale is passive. So because the exhale is so forceful out, you automatically take a breath in. So it'll be a forceful exhale and your belly draws in at the same time. So you might see your belly pumping. If I turn around, let me just make my, so you can see my pump belly moving. And the breath comes out through your nose. And you'll probably hear this sound like when you sort of snort air out of your nose. You want to blow your nose before this one. That's a secret. Otherwise, it won't be so pretty. Might get messy. Let's practice together and I'll guide you through. And we'll do 2 rounds. So the first one you can use as your practice run. So let's all inhale together. Exhale through your nose together. Inhale to prepare. And now exhale forcefully through your nose as you draw in your stomach. And keep doing that for 10 breaths. And you'll notice that the inhale comes in automatically. Try and maintain relaxed shoulders, relaxed facial expression. Three, 2, 1. Exhale, exhale completely. Take a full breath in. Tuck your chin. Hold the breath in for a moment. Squeeze your pelvic floor. Draw your ribs in. And then lift your chin. Release the breath. You can release it through open mouth or through your nose. So let's have another practice together. So inhaling forcefully. No, sorry, exhaling forcefully. And that drawing your stomach in at the same time. So the breath comes out of your nostrils. So you can see when I hold my belly, my hand goes in. Let's take a full breath in. Full breath out through our nose. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, Kapalabhati. Three, 2, 1. Exhale completely. Empty out your lungs. Tuck your chin. Engage your core by squeezing your pelvic floor, growing in your ribs. Lift your chin. Take a full breath in. And soften and relax. So you might end up feeling a little bit lightheaded because the breath is quite fast-paced. It's quite a dynamic breath. So hopefully you experience that. So let's come into our first pose. Let's remove our blocks from underneath us. We're going to tuck under our legs. And so here, mindful of your knees, you might want to place a cushion underneath your knees, a folded blanket. You might want to roll up a blanket and place it on the inside of your ankles. And so slightly have your heels either side of your hips here. This is Virasana pose, hero pose. If that does not feel comfortable, you can sit a little bit more on your heels. And if none of that is comfortable, remember you can put a cushion, sit on your cushion like this. You can stay in Sukhasana. So we're just experiencing what we feel and where we feel it. Take a moment here. Hands on your knees, lengthen through your spine, lift your crown up towards the sky. As you inhale, shine your heart forward, dip your lower back and lift your gaze. As you exhale, round through your spine, and perhaps you slide your knees along, your hands along your knees, tucking your chin. Inhale, seated cat-cow here. Let's do 5 rounds. Mantra for today is Dum Durgayai Namaha. This connects with the potency of Shakti energy as represented by Durga, the deity Durga. Durga is the goddess that sits on the fearsome tiger. And when you've got to your 5th round of Virasana, Madhyasana, let's keep that gaze lifted, heart forward, lower back dipped. Take a moment. And then let's return to neutral. Still here in our Virasana or sitting on our heels or cushion. Let's place the right fingertips on the earth. Bring the left hand into Surya Mudra with the thumb on the ring knuckle and exhale up and over. One more breath here. Let's bring the left fingertips to the earth and reach up and over with the right arm. Again, you can have your thumb on your ring finger knuckle. Ring finger is folded in. And then let's come back to center from Virasana, from Hero's Pose. This is Hero's Pose because we are heroes. Let's come onto our hands and knees and maybe stretch out that left leg. And stretch out the right leg, toes tucked. Take a moment here. I'm just going to clean my mat. Reach out long with your right leg parallel to the earth. Engage your core by drawing in your navel. Take a moment to find your balancing tiger, Sardulasana. Through your fingertips, claw the earth like tiger paws so that you slightly lift the knuckles and sort of have a slight sort of suction pad experiencing your palms. Take a moment here. Now, left hand can stay on the earth for balance, or you can reach forward. And again, I've come into my Surya Mudra, ring finger folded, thumb and ring finger. Take a moment here. Now we're going to bend into our right knee and bring it in towards the nose. So if your left hand is on the earth, leave it on the earth. If it's reaching up, bend your elbow and perhaps bring your elbow in towards your knee. Let's do 5 here. Inhaling to extend your leg, exhaling to bring in the right knee. And when you get to the 5th one, let's hold it in for a moment. And then let's return our left hand to the earth. Keep that right knee tucked in for a moment. Extend the right leg long. Cross it over to the left. And come onto the outer edge of your right foot here. And then look over to that right foot. So this is a twist. So my right leg crosses over my left, and I bring that little toe side of my foot onto the earth. If the little toe side feels weird, stay on your toes. And then turn to look towards that foot. Take a moment here. Now, if you feel steady with your right hand on the earth, you have an option of lifting your left fingertips to the sky. So you're really shifting the weight around here into your right arm, feeling strong here. So we're working here on our Manipur chakra here at the solar plexus. So these twists will stimulate the fire, get the fire burning for us to build up our inner power. One more here. Exhale, left hand to the earth. Let's take that right leg parallel for a moment. And this is where you might need some space. I'm going to move across because I have the wall here. Let's swing that right leg out to the side. So keep it parallel for the moment. Flex that foot. And then when you're ready, let's lower that foot to the earth. So now you have your foot, right foot over on the earth. Take a moment here. And again, if you're ready, you can reach your right arm up now. Left hand on the earth. Take your gaze with you. Now from here, we're going to thread this right hand and arm underneath our left arm. Bring our eyebrow center to the earth. So your left leg is bent, your right leg is extended out to the side, your right arm is threaded underneath you. You can bring your eyebrow center to the earth and reach forward with your left hand. You can also place a cushion or some blocks underneath your eyebrow center, so that right arm is not as close to the earth, but you feel that your head is supported. So this is a bit of a complicated twist, but we know that it's not easy. The work that we do is challenging. One more breath here. And then let's bring that right hand to create a scaffold. Slide the left hand back. Release this right foot. Take it out behind us. And drop it to the earth. Tuck the toes. Take a moment here. Reach out through that right heel. And then inhale, left fingertips up to the sky. And then back down to the earth. Take a moment here. Perhaps you sit back in Virasana, hero's pose, and rotate your wrists one way, then the other way. So let's go the other direction. Feeling strong in your arms. Right. Let's extend the left leg long this time. So let's lift it. So it's parallel to the earth. Let's balance here in Radicaldarshan. So all what we've done so far are variations of Radicaldarshan. We've sort of threaded the needle with Radicaldarshan. Variations of tiger pose. Claw through your paws. When you're ready, and only if you choose, you can reach forward with your right arm. Draw in the navel wherever you are. And then for 5 rounds, let's bring in the left knee and right elbow. Exhaling to round, inhaling to extend. And then when we get to the 5th one, let's keep that left knee folded in. Take a moment here. And we're going to cross it behind us and bring the outside edge of that left foot onto the earth. So just make sure you have plenty of space here. And then let's turn our gaze towards that left leg. It's really confusing when you cross the midline. Working out which is your left and which is your right gets really confusing for the brain. So my brain is working pretty hard here. I'm sure yours is as well. Turn to look back at that left foot. Take a moment here. Now, if you are steady here on your left hand, You can inhale and reach up with your right arm. You might feel a bit wobbly. Exhale, right hand to the earth. Take a moment here, and we're going to bring that left leg across and reach out and place it on the earth. So have it parallel first, foot flex, and then drop it down to the earth. Here. And remember, you can rotate your wrists one way than the other way at any time. Take a moment here. When you're ready, let's reach up with our left arm. Your hands can be in Surya Mudra. Ring finger folded in, and the thumb, which represents Agni, the element of fire, touching the ring finger, and the ring finger represents the earth. So what we're representing with the ring and the earth element, and the thumb and the fire element, is the relationship between the sun and the earth, how the sun's energy gives that creative force to the earth, because without the sun's energy, life on our earth would not exist, nor without water. One more breath here. We're going to thread this left arm underneath, and again you can bring your eyebrow center to the earth or onto blocks. Reach forward with your right arm if you wish. So we have a lot of different things going on for us here. Left leg is extended out to the side, foot connected with the earth. We're grounded there. Right knee is bent and we're on our right shin and right foot. Right arm is extended long. Left arm is folded underneath us. Eyebrow center resting on the earth or on a cushion or blocks. One more here. And then let's slide the left hand out from underneath us. Use it to scaffold as you slide the right hand back. Lift the left leg. Take it parallel. And then reach down towards the earth. Tuck your toes. And then reach up with your right hand to the sky. And exhale. Bring that left knee in, shake out your hips from left to right, circle one way, then the other. You can even have a little cat-cow here. Dum Durgayai Namaha. Keep doing this. Okay, let's take a moment here. Remember to be mindful of your wrists. What's going on for your wrists? If you wish to extend and flex your fingers, that can feel really good. Dropping your fingers so they point down and taking your one hand to the outside, the back of the other hand can help stretch out the wrist. Same on the other side. That can really help release any weight that we might have felt in our wrists. Let's tuck the toes. Inhale, press into your finger pads, into the knuckles, and lift your tailbone up towards the sky. Have your knees in a soft bend or a deep bend, ears between your arms, Utkatasana. And then let's begin to pedal our feet so that we can come into our mountain pose, Utkatasana, with more ease and grace. Take a moment here. Now, yogis, we're going to have various options here. At any point, you can bring your knees down to the earth and do this in table Virasana, or you can do this from mountain Utkatasana. So let's shift the weight into the left foot. Bend into the right knee. Hug that right knee in towards you, towards your nose. Take a moment there. Then exhale and reach that right foot behind you. Bend into that right knee, and let's bring that right knee over to the right elbow. So remember, you can have your left foot on the earth here. So if I turn around, you can see how I am. If I have my left knee on the earth, I have my right knee on my right elbow. So you can do it from Virasana. table pose. Yes, I know you're here. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten you. Exhale, reach back long with that right toes. This time we're going to bend into the knee and take it underneath our body over to the left elbow. One more here, and then reach back. Exhale, bring the right foot onto the earth. Pedal here, we're going to do the same with the left knee. If you need to take a rest here for your wrists particularly, please take a moment. You can come into child's pose. You can stay in mountain. You can be in Virasana table pose. And when you're all ready, let's come back into our option, whether it's mountain or table, and bend into the left knee. Reach back long. Bring the left knee over to the left elbow. Reach back long. Let's take the left knee to the right elbow. Reach back long. And then let's bring that foot down to the earth. Take your knees as wide as the mat. Big toes touch. Come down to the earth in wide-legged child's pose. I recommend you have your arms alongside your body, arms face up, because that will release all of the strength that you activated in your arms. Are you feeling the Shakti force yet? Are you feeling this divine energy that is the creative force that guides, applies energy, power, and it is associated with the goddess energy, the energy of the deity. We all have these energy in us. We all have Shakti and Shiva energy. So we have both these different representations of energy within us. It is not based on our gender. It is based on the energy that's represented by these deities. One more breath here. Inhale, lift your eyebrow center. Slide your arms along in front of you. And then let's come onto our forearms and lift our knees so that we come into a forearm plank where our toes are touched. So from child's pose here, reach back long. So I immediately bring my toes to the earth and then extend my legs by bringing in my knees towards each other. We're not going to be here long in forearm plank. Draw in your navel. If you wish, you can bring your knees to the earth, yogis. Take a moment here. As you exhale, lower your abdomen. Keep your toes tucked unless it feels really uncomfortable for your lower back, in which case untuck your toes and take them a little bit wider. Salambha Bhujangasana, or Sphinx as we call it. Take a moment here. So connect here with your core. Have the sense that you are elongating from your belly button along the length of your sternum, and you're opening out your collarbones. Draw your shoulders down and away from your ears. Draw your shoulder blades towards each other. These may be very subtle, imperceptible movements. One breath here. Exhale, lower your eyebrow center to the earth. Reach back long with your arms. Take a moment here. You can turn onto your right ear or your left ear, just for a moment. Let's take a Brahmari breath, this vibrational breath. And vibrational breath is the honeybee breath. And you can hear a buzzing sound or a humming sound in your head. This really connects with our throat chakra. So the power to express ourselves, to communicate, to speak up, to be heard, to have a voice. So inhaling through your nose. With softly parted lips, exhale out through your nose, making a humming sound. Let's turn our head onto the other ear. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through softly parted. Have your lips softly parted. Exhale out through your nose, making a humming sound. Inhale, turn your head to center. Yogis, we're going to do Kapalabhati Locust Pose with a difference today. So let's reach out our arms long in front of us. Sorry, puppy. I'm cheating because I've got them on a dog bed. As you inhale, lift up one arm. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up the other arm. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up one leg. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift up the other leg. Exhale to lower. On the next inhale, lift up both arms. Exhale, lower. That might not have come up very far from the earth. Don't worry about that, yogis. Inhale, lift up both legs. Exhale, lower. Let's try lifting up the opposite arm and opposite leg. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower. And now let's see if we can bring all of that together. And don't worry if your arms do not rise up very high from the earth. Mine certainly don't. And even if I want to, I haven't got much room here. So as you inhale, engage your core. Really draw in your navel towards your spine. Press into your pelvic area. Inhale, lift up, lift your gaze, lift your legs. Exhale, lower. Let's give it one more go. And remember, your arms may not come up very high. You may leave one arm on the earth. You may leave both arms on the earth. You may leave one leg, both legs on the earth. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Take your elbows out to your mat. Place one hand on top of the other. Place your eyebrow center on the back of your hands. Maybe you tuck your toes here. Let's move our hips and pelvis very gently from left to right. Take a moment. Come back onto your forearms. Tuck your toes. We're going to do a side plank with our forearms on the earth. So yogis, let's lift up into our side plank. You can keep your knees on the earth here. If you're ready here, you can roll over onto the right side. Leave your right forearm on the earth and lift up your hips. You're on the outer edge of your right foot. Left fingertips can stay on the earth or you can reach them up. You're doing a forearm side plank. Wobble if you need. Left fingertips can stay on the earth. Let's come back. So roll onto the toes. Take a moment here. You can come directly onto the earth or you can roll onto the outer edge of your left foot. Use your right hand as a scaffold to stabilize you. Lift your hips. And then you can reach up with your right fingertips to the sky. Dum Durgayai Namaha. I am fearless. I am fierce. I am powerful. Exhale. Roll onto your toes. Bring your knees down. Come back into child's pose. Watch your Himalayan lamp. Well done, yogis. Now you can certainly feel that in your core. Take a moment here. Inhale, lift your gaze. Let's come up into Virasana, mountain pose. And then let's step forward with our right leg. So you can reach back and then take your right foot wide and step forward, or you can thread it through the middle. Right foot forward here. Left knee lifted here, low lunge. Take a moment here. And then inhale to rise up into high lunge. You can come into your Shakti Mudra here. So remember, thumb folded in towards your palm, index and middle fingers folded over your thumb, tips of ring and tips of little fingers come together at the heart center here. Bend into that right knee. Inhale, perhaps you reach your hands overhead. And remember, you can come into Kali Mudra here with your fingers interlaced and then release your index, cross your thumbs. One breath here. Exhale, bring your hands back to your heart. Drop your left heel. Take a moment, reach above again. Warrior one. Exhale, hands to your heart, open out into warrior two. And here I'm going into Surya Mudra. So when we've got our hands together, I'm in Shakti. When we open our hands, I move directly into Surya Mudra. From warrior two, we're going to come back into warrior one, go back into warrior two, and then we're going to move into warrior three. And for warrior three, you might need your blocks or your low footstool close to you. So right leg stays in front of you. So if you want to move closer to a wall or a seat, have yourself prepared. So here we are in warrior two. Inhale, hands to heart in your mudra. Turn your hips forward, reach up in warrior one. Exhale, open out in warrior two. Cartwheel the left hand over and bring the right hand. So onto your blocks, pivot on the ball of your left foot. Now, when you have your hands where you want them, whether on the earth or on your blocks, inhale, lift your left leg so that your left leg is reaching behind you. So you can have your hands wherever you need them. So it can be on the earth, it can be on blocks, on a low footstool. And then if you're ready, and only if you're ready, you can bring your hands in towards your heart. Have them in your mudra at the heart, Shakti Mudra or Kali Mudra. And then perhaps you reach your arms forward. And we're all going to be in different places here. You may wobble on your right foot. Bend into that right knee. One more breath. And then let's release your hands. Step forward with the left foot and bring it alongside your right foot. Stay here in your forward fold. You can walk your heels here, bend into your knees to release the tension. So remember, we might have our hands on our blocks here. From here, where your fingers can be on blocks, on the earth. My fingers are tented here, so I've created a little canopy with my fingers. I'm going to bend deeply into my right knee and come up onto the ball of my right foot. And then I'm going to lift my foot so that I still have my right knee bent. So I'm lifting my foot here. And then I'm going to extend my right leg long behind me. Bend into my right knee, hug it into my nose. Inhale to reach back. Bend into it and then curl that knee in towards my nose. And then reach back. 5 times in all, so we've done 3, twice more. Moving slowly here with your breath. And then on the fifth one, keep it tucked in towards your nose, and then release your foot down. Keep the ball of the foot on the earth, come up onto the ball of the other foot, and we're going to transition into chair pose here. Now, you can have both of your heels on the floor and then transition into chair pose. So we're coming into chair pose on the ball of our foot today. I'll go back to the top of my mat. Or you can have your feet on the earth, your heels on the earth rather. So you can be on the balls of your feet, or you can have your heels on the earth. Sink low here, really hug in your core. One more breath. I have my mudra at my heart. You can take your arms up alongside your ears. You can take the mat parallel to the earth, especially if you got Kali Mudra, you can have them at your heart. Take one more moment here, and then let's straighten through the legs, rise up into Tadasana, and perhaps you shake out your legs here for a moment. Wonderful. You know where we're going now. I'm going to do the other side. Take a moment in Tadasana, standing mountain pose. So we're going to step back with our right foot because we're going to have our lead with our left leg this time. We were leading with our right leg on the first round. So bend into your right knee and step back long and find the earth behind you, coming into your high lunge here. Left knee bent, right leg reaching behind you, coming into your high lunge. Hands at your heart in your Shakti or Kali Mudra. Dum Durgayai Namaha. Connecting with the power of women to effect peaceful, sustainable, long-lasting change, to fully and effectively participate in leadership and decision-making, to hold seats of power in government, in organizations. They've been leading the fight in COVID-19 on the front line, in social care, in health, in science. Inhale, reach up. High lunge. Hands reaching up in your mudra. Now let's drop that heel so that we come into warrior one stance. And again, reach up with your hands. So you're in warrior one here. Your right foot is fully connected with the earth. Perhaps your foot is at a 45-degree angle, sinking into your hips, bending into your left knee. Let's open out in Virasana, great warrior. Turn around so I face you. I like to see you all. And remember, we're going to go through this sequence once more, and then we're going to come into warrior three on this side. So remember to have your blocks available where you need them. Inhale. Let's come into warrior one. Sort my fingers out. Exhale, open into warrior two. Let's cartwheel the right hand up and over, pivot on the ball of our left foot. And we're going to gently lift that foot so that we come into our warrior three position. Now here in this asana, you can keep your hands on the earth if you wish. Come back a little bit so I've got space. Or you can bring your hands to your heart, coming into your Shakti Mudra or Kali Mudra. So remember, Shakti is thumb folded in, peace fingers folded over the thumb, ring and little fingers of opposite hands connected. Kali Mudra is all your fingers interlaced, index released, and thumbs crossed. When you're ready, and if you choose, you can reach forward with your hands, wobbling perhaps on your left leg, Remember, we're all going to look very different here. And then when you're ready, let's step forward with that left foot and come here into our forward fold. We might walk our feet here, shake the legs out a little bit. Our hands can be on the earth with our fingers tented, or they could be on blocks or a low footstool. Let's bend deeply into this left knee so that the heel rolls off the earth and we're on the ball of our foot. And then when you're ready, let's tuck in that knee, properly lift that heel. And reach behind. On the inhale, exhale, hug in that left knee. Draw in your core here. 5 times here. Dum Durgayai Namaha. Feeling connection with your personal power, your ability and skills at leadership in whichever sphere you are in. 5 times here. And then on the 5th one, holding it for a moment, lowering the foot and coming onto the ball of the foot. We're bringing the heel down, yogi's choice. And we're going to transition into Utkatasana, chair pose. Remember, chair pose is also known as fierce pose or strong pose. So you can be on your heels or you can be on the ball of your foot. And then let's rise up into Utkatasana, your variation of Utkatasana. Hands at the heart, or hands reaching up, all parallel to the earth, wherever you wish to have them. Imagine you're holding something between your thighs, so that you're feeling that Shakti force today, this fire power. Remember, if we, like Shirley Chisholm said, if you don't have a seat at the table, take a folding chair and sit at that table, or create your own table. Build your own table. One more here. Exhale, lower the heels. Come into Mountain Tadasana. Take a deep breath here. And before we finish, so we're going to finish on our feet, not coming down to the earth. Not today, warriors. Standing in your Tadasana. We're going to move into tree pose. That's where we're going to finish with rooting into the earth, connecting with our foundation, our strength, and from the ground up. So we're firmly rooted in the earth, so we are feeling the strength and foundational support, and then rising up to wherever you want to go. Crack through those glass ceilings, power punch our way through. It's not going to be easy. It's already taken way too long, but step by step. Let's shift the weight into the left leg. Bring the heel of the right foot onto your left ankle. And this right foot can be anywhere that you choose along your leg. You can tuck it into here. Find something to gaze at that's parallel to the horizon, your drishti, your focal point. Have your Shakti or Kali Mudra at the heart. Dum Durgayai Namaha. I gather up the energy of Shakti. I draw upon this Shakti force to stand in my strength, to stand in my power, to call out for an equal future for all, to stand for woman, Inhale to reach your hands above your crown. Soften through your face. Invite a smile. A confident, knowing smile. One more breath here. Let's bring our hands back to our heart. Release our right foot. Shake it out. I tell you what, this Shakti Mudra, it's like work for your fingers, right? I can really feel it in my hands. My hands really feel like they're having a bit of a workout today. Let's shift the weight into the right leg. And again, let's bring that left heel where we want it. So remember, you can always hold on to a wall. You know, that's what the wall is there for. It helps us. We're going to find your drishti, your focal point, your mudra at the heart here. Drawing your navel, so engage your core. Dum Durgayai Namaha. Knowing that the next generation of women are already creating change. Acceptance, representing the interests of all, not excluding, but being inclusive in what we mean by woman. Inhale, reach your hands over your crown. One more breath here. And then let's draw the hands back down towards our heart. Take a moment and then release that leg. Let's shake it out. Take a moment. So let's roll through our feet. Let's rotate one ankle, then the other. So really our hands and our feet have been doing quite a lot of work today. So think about where you're feeling your practice today. And for me, we are kind of building our foundations. We are uniting in strength from the grassroots up. And yet we are reaching and aspiring. And we don't give up. We maintain this forward progression for equality. Coming back into your Utkatasana, standing mountain. Closing your eyes and visualizing in your mind's eye a woman that you admire, that you respect, who has been your role model, a member of your family, perhaps in your circle of friends, in your professional life, a historical figure, perhaps someone that we know little about because her story was not captured. And as you visualize this woman, showing gratitude for her, vowing to continue to represent and be inclusive of all women. Dum Durgayai Namaha. Let's bring our hands into our mudra, closing our practice by chanting Dum Durgayai Namaha 3 times, invoking the Shakti power, the Shakti energy, and then closing by chanting Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Inhale fully. Dum Durgayai Namaha. Om Dum Durgayai Namaha. Om Dum Durgayai Namaha. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shake it out, put on some music. So we worked really hard today. So you'll want to shake it out before you do anything else. So my advice is put on I'm Everyone by